Okay, so let me give you a warm welcome again. And if you're feeling rushed as we're starting, or I'm feeling a bit rushed, I'm thinking that jumping into movement always can quickly ground us and help us get into the body and sync with the breath. But so before we just last little moment, I really want to invite you to move at your own pace. I've got the practice, planned out and kind of progressing through it, but I really want you to tune into your body, how it feels, what you need today, not just do the things that you can do or push yourself because you can, but really nurture yourself and listen to your body as you move. So you explore what feels good and what kind of energy you are encouraging yourself to have more. So when you're ready, hi Sabrina, hi Rob. Sorry if there was an incorrect link going around, but I'm so glad you're joining. And you're joining just as we're starting, so you're not missing anything. When you are comfortable to start, find yourself in a tabletop position and your toes can be flat, the tops of the feet just resting into the mat. And then just get comfy to feel your hands on the mat. So awaken them for a moment, gripping the fingers into the mat. And we'll start to move through these cat-cow movements, waking up the spine. So as you breathe in, allow the belly to drop down. As the chest lifts, the shoulders draw down, so you're arching. And on the exhale, you round up, scooping up into that angry cat back. Chin to chest, tucking the tailbone. And then again, slow breath in. You find that arch, dropping the belly, lifting up. And on the exhale, round up, scoop up. And continue to move this way. Again, exploring what feels good here. And probably we're all maybe coming after a long day of sitting where the spine didn't move a lot through the day. So let this be an invitation to really see where you can create more space or where you can recognize that there's some tightness, some tension. And let this also be that connection to your breathing, that as you're moving here, you're really syncing it with the breath. And keep it calm, light and quiet. In and out through the nose if you can. If it's nice, you can close your eyes. Allow the face to soften, the jaw to relax. And oftentimes just by becoming aware of the different parts in our body around the face, we can recognize, oh, I was tensed up here. And then just through feeling it, I invite a bit more space. And then just a few more moments here, letting yourself explore any freestyle movements. Maybe you're adding a little wiggle or a figure 8, rolling side to side, twisting or turning, just whatever feels nice. Again, to explore any nice feeling range of motion here. A conversation with yourself through this movement. Lovely, everyone. So the next time you find yourself in a cat pose where you're really rounded, protracted into the back, see if you can enjoy it for a moment, just feeling that engagement, spreading the shoulder blades super wide. And then let your hips push back into a child's pose. So you're letting your torso fall down, dropping the bum towards the heels and maybe releasing the forehead into the ground for your child's pose. If the forehead is touching the floor, maybe roll your head side to side as if you're giving your massage, as if you're giving yourself a massage in the forehead. Take another breath in quietly through the nose. And another breath out quietly through the nose. And now see if you can start to unroll into this kneeling seated position. So you're just lifting your torso up, sliding your hands towards you, and then unrolling one bone at a time to come into this kneeling seated position. I hope it feels nice for your knees. If it doesn't, adjust, modify so you are comfortable. So as you're sitting here, see if you can lengthen through the spine, take a breath in, and exhale. Now release one ear towards one shoulder, whichever you start with. Just feel a stretch through the side of the neck. Then inhale, come back up through center. On the exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, drop your head back now, pointing the chin to the sky. And keep a spacious neck, so you're not dropping into the shoulders, keep pulling them down. Last breath in. And exhale now, drop your chin to the chest, letting the head drop. And maybe take your hands to the back of the head. Interlace your fingers, let the weight of the hands and the arms just drop here. And you're just feeling a stretch to the back of the neck. Maybe the eyes soften, close down. And just take another moment here, breathing in, breathing out. Go ahead now and unroll out of that, lifting up, opening up, and then reach the arms out to the sides. And turn the palms towards me, so you're spreading your fingers wide. We're going to start to give ourselves big hugs here. So as you breathe in, imagine that again, you're finding that arch, that you're lifting the chest, you're pinching the shoulder blades back together. And on the exhale, you wrap your arms around you in the tightest hug. So chin to chest again, we round. And breath in, we open the arms back out, take that arch. And on the exhale, give yourself again a hug, but just alternate which arm goes on top each time. And again, we open and then we close, we give ourselves that hug. If it's nice, your eyes can be closed down. See if you can have this moment for yourself, that you are giving yourself that hug and you are receiving it. And letting this practice be a reflection that you are here for yourself, to look after yourself, the body, the mind, whatever difficulties or discomfort there might be, any parts of yourself that are easy or difficult to be with, we embrace it all. We take time to accept all of ourselves. And when you're ready, just a final big hug, squeezing in, feeling that intention, and then let yourself unroll out of that. Let's finish by warming up the hands here. So just take the palms out in front of you, spread your fingers wide, and start to wave your fingers into fists. And then you're just spreading them out and waving a little side to side. And as you're squeezing in, make it quite active, that you're really feeling it, and the inner forearms are going to start to contract. And then let's really pump it up. So spread the fingers wide and squeeze tight. Release, in, out, in, out, in. And imagine you're squeezing a tennis ball or some kind of rubber ball in between your palms. So there's a lot of strength that you're building here in the forearms and the wrists. And if you're not feeling it, let's really pulse it out here now. Just sprinkle here your fingers as fast as you can for 5, 4. Can you feel your breathing here? 3. Find a smile. 2 and 1. Well done. Give a good shake out. Any tightness in the body, in the mind, shake it out. Let's come back down into our table 4 position. So hands to the ground. This time, curl toes into the floor. Make sure your hands are active. Fingers grip, the knuckles push into the floor. And if it's nice to come up into your downward dog, start to lift your knees from the ground and just send your hips back. And your knees can be soft, or maybe one knee is bent as you really press into the other heel, straightening that leg, feeling a nice stretch for your hamstrings. Or maybe you let yourself explore. So you're walking it out here, or maybe bending both knees, twisting them a little side to side, whatever feels good. So let yourself move for the joy of moving, exploring movement, because that's what our bodies were made for, weren't they? So just getting back into how natural it is to feel and move our bodies, to celebrate that. Push from the hands. So again, feel that you're strongly standing here. And now let's walk our feet into the hands. And as you come up to the top of your mat, your knees can be soft because we probably are feeling a bit of tightness in the hamstrings. So just say hello to them, feeling your body, all good things. And then just find the ragdoll here. So feet can come wider, knees super soft, so much that maybe your torso is resting on your thighs. And then grab a hold of your elbows with the opposite hands. So you just feel a bit heavier, your torso just dangling, hanging. Maybe close your eyes and let yourself sway a little side to side. Nice, everyone. Come back into feeling your breathing. If you notice that the mind wanders, let it be the place to come back to. Then let's go ahead and release the hands down into the ground. Tuck your chin into the chest so you really round it into the crown of your head. And then just bone by bone, explore lifting yourself up into standing. So you're really unrolling very mindfully, very slowly, coming up to stand without rushing, but feeling that wave of movement through the spine into the shoulders, the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head. And then when you're all the way up, open your eyes. They sometimes remain closed, right? Standing tall, maybe your feet come a bit closer together, but keep them straight. And then find space. So roll the shoulders back. Take the palms through the sides, spread them wide with the fingers, and really press into the ground. So feel that you're lengthening as if someone is lifting you up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Let's breathe in, reach the arms overhead, gaze up towards your fingers, full body stretch. And on the exhale now, your knees can soften and you fall down to the ground. Drop the hands, release the head, knees can soften again. Breath in now, we lift halfway up. So with your hands, you can push away from your legs, chest lifts, shoulders roll back. And then again, take your hands down to the ground. You can soften the knees to get there and step your right foot back, bringing the knee to the ground. Maybe keep your toes, your back toes curled into the ground. They'll help you balance. But now let's push from the ground and reach the arms up to the sky. And check in here that your glutes are squeezing. You're not sinking into this lunge. You keep pushing away from the ground. Now, open the arms out to the sides. And it's going to get a bit wobbly, but we're going to practice more of those hugs to meet ourselves, give ourselves a hug if we need to, if things will be wobbly here. So we practice with kindness. So as you inhale now, again, lift your chest, draw the arms back. You can even gaze a little bit up. And on the exhale, give yourself that hug. And give yourself permission to wobble around, fall around safely. And again, breath in, you come out of that, opening the arms. On the exhale, wrap yourself around, keep swapping which arm is on top. Let's do that 3 more times. So opening, and on the exhale, give yourself that hug. You probably need it. Twice more, and exhale. Last one, we open wide, maybe stay there for a moment, find your balance. And now as you release, take your hands to the ground and step back into a tabletop position. Okay, Let's find our cat-cow movements again. So breath in as you drop the belly, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, round up. And twice more like that. Maybe again, making it your own. If you're adding a little wiggle, a little figure eight, whatever feels nice. One more round with a breath, arching. And now as you find your version of the cat pose, really push into the shoulders, protract, and then rock forward into the hands, keeping the shoulders really broad apart, really engaged. And let's take this mindful, slow push up to the ground. So you bend the elbows, keep them close to the sides of the body so we don't come out wide. And in a straight line, without dropping the hips or the chest, press into the ground. From the floor now, squeeze your glutes and push lightly from the hands, but feel that you lift your body, your chest up with the use of your back muscles. So if you were to hover your hands from the ground, you don't fall to the ground. You're engaging, you're lifting up here with the strength of your back. Then take the hands back into the ground, push back up into your tabletop, and from there, downward facing dog. Your downward dog could be a tabletop or a child's pose. So keep remembering that you always have options. And I want you to owe that to yourself, that you choose what feels good. You take what feels good from this practice. Now, wherever you are, if you're in your down dog, we step the feet together. If you're in a tabletop, just step the right foot forward, but from down dog, kick the right leg up to the sky. So three-legged dog, maybe just for a moment, extending that leg up. And then take the knee into the chest and step the foot through towards the hands. Let's release the back knee into the ground. And then inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, squeeze the glutes. And on the exhale, release the hands down to the floor. And can you now hop into this front foot, kicking from the back leg? So you find yourself in the standing split. So left leg is in the air, we're standing in the right foot. And you explore, maybe you lean a bit down with your torso as you kick that leg higher up. Feel this opening in the back of the leg, be mindful with it. You don't have to go as far as you can. Take another breath, nice everyone. And on the exhale, go ahead, roll up into standing. Take that left knee with you into the chest, wobble your way up and maybe your hands into the heart. See if that standing leg can be strong. So squeeze the glutes, power up, and then release everything down. Well done. Give a little shake out. Then come back into your strong Tadasana. I'm seeing that we're warming up, that's good. So now stand again, strongly press the feet down, really squeeze your glutes, and let's breathe in, reach the arms overhead, press your palms together. And on the exhale, lean over to one side, keep squeezing your glutes. And then breath in, lift you back up. Exhale over to the other side, nice banana stretch. Breath in, reach up tall, lengthen. And exhale, fold back down to the ground. We breathe in, lifting halfway up. So open the chest, roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, hands to the ground, step your left foot back and take the knee to the floor for a low lunge. Keep your toes curled, they're gonna help us balance for those hugs. And when you're ready, reach the arms to the sky into Anjaneyasana. So glutes are squeezing, the hips draw towards one another. So feel that the right hip moves back, the left hip a bit forward. Now reach the arms to the sides as we open. And with the breath, we start to pulse in those hugs. So as you inhale, open the chest, pinch the shoulder blades back. And on the exhale, give yourself that hug. Let yourself wobble and find that balance and keep opening and closing. Take 3 more with your own breath, your own pace. And feel how that front foot has to work to keep you balanced, gripping into the mat. The last time when you're opening, maybe stay for a moment more. Lifting from the hips. And when you're ready, release your hands down to the ground. Step it back into your tabletop position. 3 rounds of cat-cow, making it your own or whichever way you want to do them. So arch as you breathe in, and then round, turn to the side or whatever feels good. Twice more, taking the breath in and the breath out. Last one. And again, when you find your cat pose, can you stay there, really pushing the shoulders out, and then rock forward into your hands. Take your shoulders over the wrists, keep squeezing your glutes, and very slowly with control, building on that strength, we bend the elbows, and as slow as you can, press into the ground. Nice. Baby cobra, squeeze the glutes, lift the chest up, and draw the shoulders away from the neck, away from the ears. And then push it up and back into your downward facing dog. We spend a few moments here, taking a few breaths here. But if you'd rather find a child's pose for these moments, that's an option too. When you're ready, step the feet together. Inhale now, kick the left leg up to the sky. And exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Step the foot through and release the back knee down into the ground. Breathe in, reach the arms to the sky. Squeeze the glutes, feel that stretch. And on the exhale, take the hands down and then hop forward into this front leg, kicking the back leg up. Standing split balance here. Strong bottom foot. Very nice. Take another breath in. And as you exhale now, we roll up into standing. Draw that right knee into your chest, your hands into the heart. Find your balance and then really power up from that standing leg. So if the hip is poking out or you feel that it's out, feel that the glute med can drive it in. And then release. Very nice. Shake it out. Come back to the breath. Give yourself a moment before we jump into the next flow. And let's really stay mindful with the way we move, that we're not rushing, that we're feeling it. So now, keep your glutes really active again. And let's give the chest and the spine a bit of an opening, a bit of a strengthening again. So reach your arms over your head, squeeze your glutes. And now imagine I'm pulling you up by the hands, lengthening you towards the sky. And then you explore very mindfully to lean back a little, but without compressing that lower back. So it doesn't have to be a big movement, maybe not as far as you possibly can, where you just collapse into it, but where you feel that you're lengthening, lifting up. And when you stay there with strength, it can feel like you're almost shaking here because your core is also holding you. Your glutes are squeezing. So when it feels good to release from that, gently come out. And again, refold into the ground. Breathe in, halfway lift again, pushing away from the legs. On the exhale, both hands to the ground, step it back into your downward facing dog. Option to stay here or maybe take a child's pose. Or if you'd like to, we roll a few times into plank pose and back into this down dog. So if you want to join it with the breath, as you inhale, rock forward into your hands, rolling up into your plank. So really protract, broaden those shoulders. And then as you exhale, soften the knees, arch the tailbone and send it back into down dog. And then just imagine you are being that wave, rippling forward into plank and back into your down dog. Finding as much fluidity, that gradual wave through bone by bone through your spine to give them a little massaging, mobilizing. Nice, everyone. Again, you can stay in your down dog, or if you'd like to take a vinyasa through this, rock forward into your plank pose, and then take a push-up. Maybe you lower halfway down from this high plank, or maybe to the floor, and then whichever version of your back bends that you like. Maybe what we were doing before, baby cobra, or up dog. And let's meet it back in our downward facing dog. Well done. Check in that the hands are active. The knuckles are pressing into the ground. And then step your feet together. Breathe in, right leg up to the sky. On the exhale, bring that knee into the chest. Hold for a moment. See how you can lift that knee high into the chest, the heel high into the bum, and then lift your hips a little higher. So you really feel that you're scooping up through your core in this tight bowl. And when you're ready, release. Step that foot down to the ground. And we come up into a high lunge. So keep the back knee lifted and now reach the arms up to the sky. Check in that your hips are strong. The glutes are squeezing. And do we want to do some more hugs like we've done? Take your arms out through the sides. Welcome back, Sarah. So we have our right foot forward in a high lunge, and we have our hugging pulses. So as you breathe in again, open your chest, open the arms wide. And on the exhale, give yourself that squeeze, trying to stay stable through the legs. And again, open, breath in, and exhale. Keep squeezing your glutes. Let's do one more time to open and exhale. Squeeze in. Can you hold yourself in that squeeze? And now we start to bend the back knee and pull it forward towards the front of the mat. So you bend that left knee and start to pull it towards the front of the room. So you'll feel it more in the glutes. And now let's lower down. Option to hover by the ground just for a moment, keeping it off, feeling how strong you are, finding some lightness as your muscles are shaking and the way that you're reacting to this. Feel the breath. One more inhale. And on the exhale, go ahead and release all the way down. Release the arms. Take your hands down, framing the front foot. And just to come into this deeper lunge, if it feels nice, slide your back knee a little bit away. And maybe this front foot can walk a little to the right, so you're giving yourself a bit more space. Reach your right arm to the sky now. So find a twist. And maybe you're already feeling plenty in the quad, opening that left thigh. If you'd like to explore a bit more, if it feels good, see if you want to pull the left foot towards the bum. And maybe the right hand grabs it, but it's not mandatory. Just see how you feel, how you want to open that back thigh. Nice, everyone. Take another breath and breathe out. Release the foot, release the hand to the ground. And from here, can we hop again in that standing split? So you come to stand on the front foot, kick the back leg up, and then start to lift your chest up, the hands hover from the ground, and reach the arms back out like we did, out through the sides. Last wobbly variation of our hugs here. And if you don't want to go there, you can stay here or maybe even stand in your high lunge if you want to feel more grounded, more balanced. If this is still fun, see if again your hands can lift higher up to pinch your shoulder blades. And as you exhale, you roll up into standing and you give that knee the biggest hug. So a bit like what we've been doing. So lift that knee high and then slowly again, you kick back, you reach your wings to the sides, lift the hands high and up, wobble, wobble, and again, roll up. Maybe do that twice more, just seeing how it becomes less wobbly or more wobbly as you're doing this. Being present for your experience and just your own, giving yourself permission for things to not be perfect. And when you roll up into that stand, go ahead and land both feet on the ground. Very nice. Feel that the feet are there, holding you balanced. Maybe giving you a chance to have new appreciation for something so simple we take for granted. 2 feet on the ground. So squeeze your glutes again and reach the arms overhead. And if it felt good for your back, your spine, explore that very strong and mindful little back bend. So you're leaning back a little, taking your gaze slightly up, but feel that you continue to almost shake here because you're here with control, not dumping into the lower back. Last breath in. And on the exhale, slowly come to center and then let the body forward fold, dropping towards the ground. Breathe in, halfway lift, we push away from the legs. And exhale, hands to the ground, step it back into your downward dog again. Choosing from your options, listening to your body in what you decide to do. Maybe you stay here or a child's pose, or you take those waves into your plank a couple of times. So you can ripple forward and then roll back into your down dog. And maybe a few times like that. This can also be your tabletop cat-cows if your wrists are getting tired or you want less weight on your shoulders. And then we meet back in down dog. So whichever way you want to get there or stay there, maybe take your vinyasa or give us a moment to join you there in our down dog. From there, step your feet together. Kick your left leg up to the sky, breath in. And on the exhale, draw that knee into the chest, rock forward, shoulders over the wrists. And then for a moment, just feel how you can really tuck yourself into this tight ball. So lift that knee high to the chest, the heel high into the bum, and lift your hips a little. And feel how the core is tightening, holding that leg up. And then step the foot down. Keep the feet nice and straight, pointing to the front of the mat. And we rise up into a high lunge. So left foot is forward. Reach the arms to the sky. Squeeze your glutes. Push from the ground. So you always feel that you're having this resistance from the floor. The body is strong. Now take the arms to the sides. And again, open your heart as you breathe in, lifting the chest. And on the exhale, hug yourself in. And again, open. Exhale, the other arm on top, giving yourself that hug. One more time, reach out. And on the exhale, hug it in. Stay there. Now start to bend that back knee and pull it to the front of your mat. And see how it really helps you to squeeze and engage into your glutes. Prep yourself mentally for that shakiness as we maybe now start to bring that knee towards the ground and just hover from the floor for a few moments. Building on the physical strength, but more importantly, that mental strength to watch this, to cheer ourselves on in the challenge. Last breath in and exhale. Release that shaking leg. Release the arms out of that hug and take them down to the ground. So if it's quite a tight lunge here, slide the back knee. Give yourself a bit more space and maybe walk that left foot a little to the left side. So you're a bit wider, not on a tightrope. When it feels comfortable, left arm to the sky, broaden your chest, find this nice twist. And whatever you did on the other side, just recreate it to balance it out. So if you pulled your right foot up or grabbed it with the left hand, see if it's nice. Finding a quad stretch for the right thigh. Nice, everyone. Slowly bring the hand down, release the foot. And then we hop forward into our standing split. So kick from the back leg, come to stand into the front foot. And really feel the ground with that foot. So the big toe grips the heel, the inner arch is strong and lifted. We start to lift from the ground here into this warrior three. Reach the arms out through the sides as if the wings of a plane. Again, you can stay here, or if you enjoy the wobbliness, playing with this balance, inhale to reach the hands as high as you can, pinch the shoulder blades, and on the exhale, roll up to stand and give that knee the biggest hug. And again, playing with that a few times, moving slowly as you get a better chance to feel that balance, not fall out of your grasp. See if your breathing can stay steady and as quiet, as light as it can be. And when you're ready, that final hug into the knee and release it down into the ground. Give yourself a full body shakeout, maybe just swaying and slapping the arms around. Just feeling their weight and letting that momentum carry them side to side. Nice. And then let it come to stillness, to center. And just take a few rolls through your shoulders, lifting them up towards the ears and then really dropping them down. So breathe in, lift up and drop. A few more times. Maybe one more. And down. Beautiful. Bring your feet a little closer together and then turn your toes slightly out so the heels come in. Come onto the balls of your feet so the heels can lift. Feel the calves contract. Very posh. Maybe arms can come through the sides, helping you balance. And then slowly to make yourself feel this if you want to, start to squat down into Malasana. So instead of letting the body fall forward, see if you can stay quite vertical, quite upright. And then you're just letting the knees come out to the side. Maybe you stay just at that moment before going all the way down, where there's a bit of tension, a bit of weakness in the legs, weakness in the knees, and then let yourself land. Your heels can stay lifted. I find it way more comfortable for the feet, but if you explore or enjoy heels down, let yourself do it your way. Then take the elbows against the knees and the palms together in prayer. You can find a bit of resistance here, so the palms can push into one another and the elbows against the knees. Nice. Check in with your face. If it's working overtime, concentrating too much, tightening. Relax the forehead, the jaw. And then with the help of your hands, drop them down in front of you, and then just let yourself roll onto the bum. Super. Slide a bit forward so you'll have enough space for your back behind you. And with a bit of effort, let's make our way down gradually, bone by bone. So again, maybe tapping into the strength of our core, strength of our belly. Reach the arms out in front. Round the chest and belly back. So you feel that you're scooping in a little. And then super slowly, just start to lean back. Notice how the feet will become lighter. See if you can stay on the ground. And it's up to you if you want to explore staying in that midpoint where things are the most shaky, or if it's not serving your energy today, you listen to the body and you lower down restfully. A few more moments to explore whatever you're doing. And then let's all come down into the ground. Take your hands for a moment on your belly. Close your eyes, soften the face. And just feel the warmth in your hands. And feel the warmth in the body from within. Now step your feet closer towards your bum and have them a bit wider than the hips. You can drop your hands down to the sides, palms pushing into the floor. And then we come into a bridge pose. So press your feet down and start to lift your tailbone, your hips, the lower back, middle back, and upper back from the ground. Maybe create more space for the neck. So roll the shoulders down. And the shoulder blades can walk in a little, so it helps your chest feel a bit more spacious. Glutes are squeezing, and the spine is long, as if your knees are being pulled to the front of the mat. Last breath in. And then slowly, as we came, reversing it bone by bone, bring your spine down into the ground. Lovely. Now take your right knee into the chest and straighten your left leg down to the ground. See if you want to squeeze that knee high into the chest, feeling a stretch here in the front of the thigh. And then let's make it into a twist. So the left hand brings that knee across the body, rolling over to the left as you stretch the right arm away. And you can turn your head towards the right, but let the eyes maybe close down so you can just drop into this. Feel the restriction perhaps to breathe as we're twisting here. But see if you can keep that breath really internal, not shallow in the chest, but down below in the diaphragm. And then go ahead, roll it back. Let's swap sides, straighten your right leg out, take the left knee in. Squeeze it as high as you can into yourself. Feel that stretch in the thigh. And then find your twist. Knee across the body over to the right as you roll your head over to the left. Gently make your way back. Bring both knees into your chest. Now let's finish with a happy baby or any version of it that feels nicer for you. So just open your knees to the sides and maybe the hands rest on the knees, or if you'd like to kick the feet towards the sky, maybe grab a hold of the outsides of the feet or ankles or shins. And then just let yourself roll it out, side to side, playfully, without an agenda, without needing for things to happen. We're starting to let go of effort or control or focus even. So find some lightness in whatever you're doing, playfulness. And then we let it all go. Draw the knees into the chest, maybe a final hug. And then release to your Shavasana. The legs can straighten out if it's comfortable for you. If you'd rather keep your knees bent, you can rest them into one another maybe. Or if you'd rather roll on the side or sit up, just choose what feels good. Maybe taking those extra layers, a little blanket or whatever you have. And then when you're down, let yourself find stillness. Close your eyes. And just map yourself from the crown of your head all the way through the body into the toes. And imagine that as you're lightening up your body with that awareness, you're also giving it that permission to let go, to not hold on to what's unnecessary, and to also accept whatever remains. If there's still some tightness or pains or aches, we no longer resist them, we accept them. So accept what you can't change and what's here already. So there's more space, less resistance, less force against it. Let your awareness find your breathing again. And perhaps that exhale gives you that invitation to let go, to release. There's no effort in the exhale, just a side effect of us breathing in. So imagine that the body is sighing out with you, letting go, giving itself that permission to just be here. And so you can really let your mind drift away here to rest from focusing, rest from doing. But if at any point it becomes unsettling or the mind is not quiet, know that you can come back to the breath. But otherwise, maybe explore letting yourself drift away. Nothing to do, nothing to change. Simply be. Now let yourself stay as still as you are, if it's a comfortable position. But gently bring your awareness back into the body. Feeling the weight of the arms and the legs. And the different points of contact to the ground. Just again, letting the body be soft, resting here. Just bringing yourself back to wakefulness, back to awareness. Find the centering energy of your breathing. So that movement that keeps pulsing, whatever you do, we forget the breath, but it never forgets us. It keeps going. So feel that very gentle rise, gentle fall of the belly. Now bring to mind 2021 for you, this past year. How has it been for you? How did you experience it? And first, just let yourself chronologically map it as if you're rewatching it as a movie in your head. So maybe starting from last January and going through the months, through the seasons, replaying what happened, big or small events, any milestones or markers. Just see what's changed, what you've experienced. And just let yourself be the witness of that year. So if there's some emotions coming up or preferences or judgments about what happened, see if you can label and recognize them, being this neutral witness. Maybe even acknowledge if there's confusion, as it has been a few odd years and maybe time is blurring. Events are blurring. Was it last year, the year before? What did happen this past summer? So no right or wrong way, just becoming aware of what comes up, how you relate to it. Now, perhaps it's already come up, but I want you now to focus your attention or allow it to surface. What were some of the challenges that you experienced, or what was difficult? What challenged you last year? So, as if you were retelling it to yourself or someone else as a story, what was it? Was it a person? Was it a situation, a circumstance? What felt difficult, maybe didn't go the way you wanted it? And now allow yourself to play some different scenarios. If you could go back to that moment, that situation, is there something you would do differently? Would you change it? And as you're exploring that, let yourself recognize any lessons you took from that experience. Or maybe if it has reminded you of what's important. Or maybe it gave you direction. If that didn't work out, it led you to something else. It led you to this moment here. So if there are any silver linings to that experience, let yourself be grateful or feel that gratefulness for them, appreciating it. And if there are things that are continuing to be difficult, are there some words of comfort you can give yourself about it here? So, as if you're giving yourself that hug through the words you know you need to hear about it, that you've got it. It's difficult, but you've had difficult moments before and you've got 100% rate of success because you're still here, you're here. Now let yourself bring to mind the happy moments of 2021 and really get detailed, specific. Who were you with? Where were you? What were you doing? And what feelings did you feel in those moments? Was it peace? Was it calm? Was it joy? So let yourself go back, feel it, savor that, and see if it's inviting any sensations in the body even here. Warmth, lightness, a smile to your face, hope. Now, because we often forget, as it's easier again to focus on what doesn't go right or what's difficult, I want you to really remind yourself what brings you happiness. So letting this be almost like a very simple gratitude exercise, that I want you to fill this phrase and just list out as many things as come up in your head when you finish this phrase. I am happy when. I am happy when. And whatever it may be, spend time in nature, help others, have a deep conversation, have time for myself. When you create, when you're present, when you learn, when you try new things, when you dance, sing, whatever. I am happy when. So just keep listing it for yourself. And now focusing perhaps on some of those ideas that are available to you, accessible to you, and maybe something that you want to invite more of, do more of, or have more of in this new year, I want you to think if there is one word that you could describe it as, that maybe guides you into taking that action. So it's just a one-word resolution. If there's one word that maybe it's coming up from those things that maybe you want to do more of, maybe some goals or resolutions, but without getting too restrictive, but rather tapping into something that could guide you through the year. So whether there's something in the area of your health or fitness or relationship or career goals that you want to get closer to, is there one word that can support you, inspire you, motivate you, and guide you through the year? So again, it can be anything for you, but if you're looking for some ideas or if it inspires you, maybe it's movement, maybe it's nature or self-care or gratitude, community, discipline, courage, confidence, something else. Maybe presence. So allow that word to come up or become clearer for you. It's okay if it's not coming up. Maybe presence can be where you land, where you stay. But if you do have that word, just run through a few scenarios how that word could support you in the moments where you will have that choice to get you closer to a goal or a resolution or something you want to invite more of in this year. In the future, whatever our aspirations are, I want you to really take home this idea, how important it is to feel good in the space between where you are now and where you want to be is everything. So let yourself feel good, accepting where you are now, letting it be enough, letting it be that starting point without judgment or shame or guilt. And then knowing also that you have a potential to be all the things you want to be. And that space in between, you're also enough in it. See if you can gently come back into your breathing, noticing the quality, the pace of it. If you are breathing calmly, effortlessly, softly. Appreciate how your body is feeling in this moment. Just noticing it. Notice how the mind is feeling, what's it thinking about, if there's any resistance to what I've been talking about. And all you need to do is notice. If it feels good to keep your eyes closed, keep them closed. But gently start to move your body by wiggling the toes, moving the fingers, maybe rolling your head side to side if it works out in the position that you are in right now. And then very gently start to make your way up into seated in a comfortable way for you. Feel the length of your spine, letting the chest lift, the shoulders drop back and down. And place both hands onto your heart. Just feel yourself for a moment and let yourself finish this practice very mindfully and with that intention, that invitation that our practice doesn't stop here on the mat, but it's just where we can practice some of these things that can help us through our day, our week, our months, and our year. And you've got this. Thank yourself. And I thank you all so very much. And Happy New Year, everyone.